Okay, so choosing your university program is already a huge decision, right? But what if the entire game is changing while you're trying to pick a team? Today, we are diving into a classic Canadian showdown, U of T's super intense engineering science program versus Western's prestigious Ivey Business School with an engineering degree thrown in. And we're going to see how AI is turning this whole choice on its head. And that really brings us to the core question, doesn't it? In a world that's being completely reshaped by artificial intelligence, which degree actually give you the edge for the long haul? Are you better off being a business leader who gets tech, or a tech founder who can pick up business along the way? Honestly, the stakes for your future have never been higher. So let's meet our two contenders. On one side, you've got the business leader path. That's the Ivey dual degree, a 5-year program practically designed to launch you into the worlds of high finance, consulting, and management. And on the other side, we have the technical founder path with U of T's engineering science. This is a grueling 4-year deep dive into the absolute fundamentals built to create the people who invent the future. Now, let's get right to the heart of it, the AI disruption. And listen, this isn't just about a fancy new app or a cool piece of software. We are talking about a fundamental force that is changing what these degrees are actually worth. AI is wiping out some jobs and creating entirely new ones, and you absolutely have to understand this trend. Okay, check out the story this data tells. On one hand, you're seeing automation kick into high gear. Stanford is reporting a 13% drop in entry-level roles. McKinsey thinks 30% of basic software engineering tasks could be automated soon. But look at the other side of the coin. The Stanford AI Index shows an absolute explosion in demand for people who are true specialists in AI and machine learning. Let's just let that number sink in for a second. 21 times. That isn't just growth, people. That's a full-blown revolution. This isn't just another tech fad. It is a seismic shift in where the real money and opportunities are. And it's a huge neon sign pointing directly towards deep, specialized technical skill. So what's the big takeaway here? It's that the bar for entry is getting so much higher. You know, those routine starter jobs in both business and tech, they're the first ones on the chopping block for AI. To actually succeed and not just survive, you need a skill set that's built on deep, fundamental principles, the kind of stuff that an AI just can't copy. Okay, so we've seen how AI is shaking up the job market. Now let's follow the money. How does this all translate to your paycheck? We'll start with the traditional route, climbing that corporate ladder. What does a 30-year career actually look like for grads from these two elite programs? This chart is pretty fascinating when you break it down. The Ivey path, well, that's your express train to big money in finance and consulting. But notice the AI impact. Those jobs are facing some serious risk. The EngSci path, though, that's a launch pad into the hottest fields imaginable, specialized AI roles and quant finance, which is basically using insane math and AI to trade on Wall Street. In these areas, AI is a massive opportunity, not a threat. And here's where the rubber really meets the road. If we look at a 30-year career just in the tech sector, the numbers are just stark. The EngSci grad who specializes in AI is on track to earn nearly $2 million more than the Ivey grad in a more general software role. That right there is the AI premium in action. But hey, the corporate life isn't for everybody, right? What if you'd rather build your own ladder? So let's look at path number 2, the high-risk, high-reward, crazy world of startups. All right, to get this, you first have to know that not all startups are the same. They pretty much fall into 2 main buckets. First, you've got business model innovation. Think of companies like Uber or DoorDash, which changed how we do things. And then you have deep tech. These are startups built on a real scientific breakthrough, like a new kind of AI model or a revolutionary robot. And this is where it gets really interesting. If your startup idea is all about a clever new business model, maybe a fintech app or something, the Ivey grad has a serious advantage. But if you're building a true deep tech company, something genuinely groundbreaking in AI or robotics, the EngSci advantage is, well, it's massive. We are talking an 80 to 100% higher probability of success. This number right here is the knockout punch. When you do the math, you factor in that higher chance of success and the mind-boggling potential payouts of deep tech companies, the expected value for an EngSci founder is almost 7 times higher. Yeah, it's riskier, but the potential upside is just in a totally different universe. But we have to add a super important dose of reality here. Your school, your degree, it gives you an edge for sure, but it only accounts for about 5% of whether you'll succeed. The research is crystal clear. Your team, your timing, and your ability to just get things done matter so much more. Your degree is a key, but you're the one who has to open the door and walk through it. So, we've looked at the corporate grind, we've looked at the founder's gamble. What's the final call? Let's boil all this down into a final recommendation and give you a toolkit of skills that will make you valuable no matter which road you take. Look, based on all the data, if you're a student starting your journey in 2026 or later, U of T engineering science really does look like the safer, more flexible, and higher upside bet. The logic is actually pretty simple. In the age of AI, a deep technical foundation is the hardest and therefore most valuable thing to build. You can learn business skills on the job, you can get an MBA later, you can partner with a business co-founder. Doing the reverse, way harder. But no matter which program you choose, you need to focus on these AI-resistant skills. This is the stuff that makes you human. It's about seeing the big picture with system architecture, breaking down impossible problems, and leading diverse teams. It's about having the judgment to manage AI and, most importantly, managing human relationships. This is the stuff that will keep you valuable for your entire career.
So, let's put a final pin in this. Think of it this way. Go for U of T engineering science if you want to build that rock-solid technical foundation first. It gives you the most options and the biggest potential upside in our new AI-driven world. You should choose the Ivey dual degree if you are 100% certain that a career on Bay Street is your dream, and if the extra cost and time aren't a major issue for you.
At the end of the day, this whole decision really comes down to a question of who you are. The future will be built by brilliant engineers, the builders, and it will be guided by visionary leaders. The world absolutely needs both. So the real question we want to leave you with is, which one will you be?